Hi, this is Bernie from the tax office at Harris Financial Services in New York. Alright, so today we're going to discuss a couple of topics that you may be aware of or you may not be aware of. You can now file your 4868 form for your filing extension if you need time to file your tax forms. Now, a couple of things you need to be aware of too in filing. You have until midnight on April the 15th to file that. If you need time and you don't have time to go to the post office, you can go by your local tax office, and we also will be open 24 hours for that day. If people need to file their filing extension, they can do it in our office. You can come by and we'll file one for you, and that way you have time to file. You have to October 15th of this year to be able to file your tax returns so you don't have no issues. Alright, so the next thing you need to know about is a lot of people have been having problems with through the Schedule A when they're filing their taxes this year. Some people have been getting back half of what they've gotten back in the previous year. And some of the hints that you may want to do has a lot of people trying to figure out what can I do to not have to give the government my money that I cannot get as an itemized deduction. So one thing that you can do is that if you know you're being capped off, say you had $15,000 worth of itemized deductions, and that's counting as the property taxes and then let's say the state and local taxes. Alright, so you don't have control over how the property taxes are going to be applied to the return once you apply it to Schedule A, but you do have control over how much you can put from the local taxes or state taxes. So what I would suggest that you do is, now you may get a slightly lower refund in the state if you do this and add an exemption to your state taxes or your local taxes in your area. But the issue is, do you want to give your money to the government, and then when you get ready to do your taxes for that tax year, you getting back a lesser refund because your money is capped off and you cannot be able to take advantage of that? I would suggest that you go back and revisit going into, in New York, you can go to this form called the IT 2104. And if you have zero down there as a exemption or for dependents, I would revisit going in and putting maybe 1 or 2 in there, so that you may get a lesser refund in the state side. But what it's going to do is, instead of being capped off in your itemized deductions for the state and local taxes, what it'll do is you'll turn around and you'll have a way that instead of being capped off at $10,000, that money goes into your pocket, so that you don't have to worry about, oh, well, where did the money go at? Why did it end up going somewhere and I can't use it? I'm not using it towards my family. I can't use it toward paying any bills. So this way you can. Next thing you can do is, now there's a form that a lot of contracted or independent contractors have used to be able to do itemized deductions. And sometimes what an employer will do is they'll still send you a 1099 even though you may not have that $600 threshold or more in order to file that form. But if your employer gives you a 1099, and even if it's under that $600, the issue that's having this year on the Schedule A is that there's a form called the 2106. That's for unreimbursed employee expenses. That is no longer used for people that have regular jobs and that they need to take off for expenses that they pay for education, for boots, shoes, uniforms, union dues. That form is no longer in existence unless you are part of the armed forces. And there are special details of why you can use that form this year. On an average person cannot use that any longer. So you may want to revisit getting that 1099, and even if you need to do an amendment to the form that you already put in there for your W-2, you may want to revisit doing that, because then you have access to Schedule C, and Schedule C will allow you to get that uniforms and those boots and education expenses and food expenses and everything that you need to be able to write off the expenses that you were supposed to write off in the beginning. The reason why I'm mentioning this to you, because if you got money out there that's supposed to be given to you, why would you not take advantage of that? So if you like to reach out to us, you can also reach us at Twitter. You can also reach us at Instagram. You can reach us at Facebook, and we have the main website at taxinfotips.com, and you can reach us there, and you get back to us, and we'll be happy to help you work through the plans so far as trying to get your taxes done the right way. All right, till next time,